Welcome back to Living with a Classic, and today is a really exciting day, not only because it's actually my birthday when I'm filming this, but because I'm getting ready to take this thing for an inspection. If you're new to my channel, you might not know what it is because it's been years in the making. It is a 1999 S-type V8 with a 4-liter V8 that a family member has. Bought it with a bad engine, and I've been swapping out the engine in my spare time. It's been an extreme project. It's been quite difficult. Everything that I've touched has broken or snapped or things. It's been quite irritating, but now it's all together. It seems to be working. I'm going to give you guys a quick tour around what it looks like now. Then we're going to drive off to the inspection center. I'll talk about what I'm worried about on the way there. Hopefully it passes. And then, just because it's my birthday, what I've done is the owner of the car, I've invited them over just this afternoon, or in about an hour and a half or so, just for some coffee and some cake and just say like a birthday celebration. But he has no idea that his car will be here, that it will be finished and is hopefully inspected, or at least be able to drive on the road. So it's going to be really fun to surprise him with the car. But let me give you guys a quick tour, and then we're going to jump in to get there in time. So this started as a rust-free S-type. It has some cosmetic issues, a dent in 2 places and things, but that's no big deal if it's rust-free. Interior, I've just wiped it down a little bit, but you can do a lot more cleaning. But I just made sure that it was good and clean and gave it a vacuum, so he can do all that rest of it, fix up all the other things. But where I've done all my work is here. So the new engine is in place, it runs, got all the covers back on and everything. I'm not getting any fault codes, everything seems to work. The brakes feel fine, I've driven it a little bit, and yeah, we'll see. But let me get in the car, I'll set you guys up in the camera, we'll start driving so we aren't late for the appointment. Okay, so we're on our way. And if you've been watching the channel for a long time, I used to have an S-type. I had a V6 version of this car for about 6 months, really in the early part of the channel. I bought it as a commuter car. I used it to commute back and forth to my office work, and it was absolutely great. I had it for 6 months, drove 10,000 kilometers with it, and I really like the way these drive. They're very different to XJs. I think they even have better road handling than an XJ, but then I don't know, I sold that and bought some other things. So what am I worried about? Because you're always worried about something when you go to inspect a car. Well, here it is. Really, it's like 2 things. Well, I haven't checked anything about headlights, if they're the correct level and leveling and all that, because if that's broken, they could be at the wrong level. So that could be one thing. The other thing is emissions. The previous engine in this car was, in my opinion, severely overheated. I still have the block and haven't taken it apart, so that will be a future video. I'm going to save that for some fun time. We'll take that apart and see what really happened to it. I think it massively blew its head gasket and probably warped the heads, because I think it was really cooked. The expansion tank was cracked, which is very common on these, and it leaks. And the S-type does not have a low-level coolant indicator, not the early ones, which I think is a really dumb thing. So you can be driving around not knowing that you're losing coolant, and then suddenly your engine runs hot. Because when I got it started, it was pouring a mixture of oil and coolant out of the exhaust. I've done my best to clean out the exhaust and all of that, and it's gone pretty well. However, the back boxes still have some oil contamination in them, which means that after the car's been driven for maybe 30 or 40 minutes, or a short time, but at higher revs, the car starts smoking. I don't think it's the engine. Definitely don't think this is a low mileage engine. It's got from a salvage yard, and the look inside, it looks fantastic. The plugs that came out of it were perfect. It has new plugs and everything in it. It runs very sweetly, but that is one thing I'm worried about. That's why I'm in a little bit of a hurry, because I want to get there early. It's a 20-minute drive there and a 15-minute drive from here, and my time is in 30 minutes. So my plan is to get there and park around the corner and wait, let the exhaust cool down. Just because for emissions, they do one emissions test at idle, and then they do another test on a newer car like this at I think 2,500 RPMs. I'm not sure if this thing would pass that if it starts heating up the rear of the exhaust. But I just need this thing to be on the road, because when it is, I can go and drive it for an hour or two on the highway, and I think once that is done, it will be good. It will burn out the rest of the exhaust. It's just, I've only been able to test drive this thing on small roads here around my house, and I've gone, you know, lap after lap after lap, and I've really only been able to do like 40-50 kilometers in total, so definitely not enough to clear that up. Otherwise, brakes seem fine. I haven't actually done anything to them, but the fluid looks nice and clean. I mean, of course, you can flush it in the future and everything, but I sort of decided that we're gonna go inspect this thing now, just to get some enthusiasm back to finish the last couple of small things, and also for him to be able to get it home and finish the cosmetic things he wants to do. I have cleaned out the inside, and I've run an ozone machine and everything, so it smells pretty fresh in here now. But I think he will treat the leather and clean it. I just used like wet wipes, clean everything down, and done that. So I'm going to continue driving to the inspection place. Not sure, once again, it's always a gamble if I can film during it or not, but we'll talk about it afterwards. Then we're going to hurry back home, because I'm expecting him to come over for some coffee, and we're going to surprise him with the car. Should be fun. I've arrived close to 20 minutes early, so that's really good. Parked just around the corner and drove here nicely. Let's just feel that none of the calipers are hot. Sorry about the wind noise if you have any. It's very, very windy here. That one's a little bit on the warm side. And not that one. So maybe we have one slightly sticking a tiny bit. But other than that, I didn't see any smoke at all on the way here. It doesn't smell like anything. I mean, when I have driven it around, I've warmed it up fully, and then I've driven it in second gear at like 4,000 RPMs around to try and warm up the exhaust. But this was the first time I've been out on big roads, and I took it over some like cobblestones and stuff, and the whole suspension, everything feels really, really good and tight. So fingers crossed on this one. All right, we're back home a little bit in a hurry because they're here at any moment. They passed, no advisories, nothing. It's on the road. Everything was perfect. So very happy about that. So the plan is, like, I talked to my wife and we see how we're going to surprise him. So he has no idea. So I put it here in my workshop, and we're going to go inside. Like I said, it's my birthday, so they're not expecting anything. So I'm going to say, hey, you want to see this car I bought myself for my birthday? Because that seems kind of reasonable. It's something I usually do. And we'll go outside and open up the garage door, and his car will be in here, and we'll drive it out. So I'm going to go inside and prepare, and we'll bring you guys along. It won't be in English, but I think you'll understand emotions in any language. It will be in Swedish, but we'll have my wife filming in the background. But I think that you guys will enjoy it anyways, because I think like emotions and things, they transcend languages. So you'll understand if he's excited or not.
Det har du?
Ja. Det är något lite småfix, lite som asen och lite sånt, men den är godkänd utan anmärkning.
Jaha, avgasprov och sånt också?
Ja.
Det var det jävligaste.
Vi kan ta en sväng. Jag kan
Då kommer svärdomarna med.
Jag backar ut den, så kan vi ta en sväng sen.
Ja, det kan vi göra.
Men håller du i hunden?
Jag håller i hunden.
Du har fixat all el till de här backspeglarna, fälls in och allting.
Det är också. Ja, det är inte den stöden.
Ja, själv. Men den är färdig. So he was really surprised. He had no idea. He knew I was test driving the car, but he had no idea it was completely finished. So that was really fun. We went for a pretty long test drive, and he thoroughly enjoyed it. There are a couple small things I need to still finish up. I'm going to re-bleed the power steering one more time because there's sometimes a little bit of air in it. You need to vacuum bleed these, and it's quite a pain. Once that is done, it's just fill up the AC, and that's pretty much it. And then he can pick it up, or I'll drive it to his house. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But anyways, the series on this car is finished. So this was the S-type with the bad engine. New one's been swapped in. And yeah, it wasn't the easiest swap because we didn't get an S-type engine. We got one from an X308, so I had to remove the sump, front cover, and a lot of other things. But it was possible. It's just a lot of work. Anyways, I hope that you guys liked this whole series all these past couple of years, and that you like seeing the car all done now. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Until next time, I'm Adam. This is Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.